It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. What's up, y'all? It's me, Rhonda. What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda, and I'm back to talk about. What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. I hope everybody had a lovely Thanksgiving. I did. Anytime that the favorites are cooked on a day where you just get to engorge yourself, I'm not sure why. A lot of ingredients involved and things like that, but it's all for good. We enjoyed our Thanksgiving, and today is Black Friday, and I'm here with my black ass at the house, not out there and doing any of that. Whatever is going on out there for Black Friday, people just get a little bit angsty, and I don't know why. Then you got people like over here trying to knock out the Amazon man from bringing gifts, and child, it's a lot going on. Everybody over here is grown. My baby was just born, so he do not know it's Christmas. So what we gonna do over here is hustle in this household and try to bring in January with, pluses and positives in our bank account. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody over here trying to break the bank. I just seen this video of people out here fighting behind the Walmart to get a Cabbage Patch doll.
Just want the customer.
The customers were standing in front of this store at 7 o'clock this morning. The store didn't open until 9, and only a few Cabbage Patch dolls were going on sale.
Once the coupons were given out to those few parents who would be allowed to buy a doll, the word was given out that the dolls would be given out behind the store, out back at the freight entrance. And then the race was on. Otherwise dignified, calm, mannerly parents broke into a sprint.
I wonder where is everybody's Cabbage Patch doll. So is it really worth boxing somebody over? Why is y'all over here fighting over TVs and things? Like, I think relax. The traffic be bad, people be over here. And probably people that can't afford it. Quit being out here fighting each other over things we can't afford. I'm going too long. We came over here for Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's why we're here. It's season 9, episode 4. Y'all like the video first. Subscribe to my channel, or you can subscribe first and then like. Either one, to go ahead and tap both of those buttons over there. And if you want to talk about it, get down in the comments, and we will talk about it. We've been around here for a long time on this daggum Love and Marriage Huntsville. It feels like when you review this show, or when you watch this show, or if you follow any of this, there's like so many things that goes on with these people outside of the show. We say this all the time. We're just at episode 4. I'm like, it's just episode 4. Why it feel like 11? Anyway, child. Where we at this week? We over here at a park bench with Destiny and Martell. And I'm like, y'all are sitting do you meet your friends at the park bench? We can't go to Martell's house because does he have one? He's over here trying to get us to believe that he's a builder. Him and this Destiny is so damn fake for them to be anyway. Martell said his mama got the kids because he needed a break. And I'm like, break? You had a whole week? They was with their mama for a week. Surely you have activities planned. But since you can't film with them, see how you shoot your own self in the foot when you be doing dumb shit? Because to be honest, everybody talks about how he's a great father. We don't know because you decided you didn't want the kids to be on TV. So now you're over here on a park bench with Destiny. We used to could be around your mama's house. So we're at a park bench. And they have a little small talk about Destiny's dad and how he's doing and things of that nature, as Martell likes to say. And then she decides, oh yeah, I have some great news. On my way from over at my new space I just leased for Madani production and things. That's what I was doing before I came over here. And I was like, wait, girl, you came from where to lease what? This man, Moses, the one that's in the penitentiary right now, that, Destiny is currently in a fight with over, who was friends and things for how long and stuff. That's a different conversation. Girl, I feel like the man said you wasn't good at business, and it seems like he's not wrong. So you're leasing a space to sell these, no, not to sell, because you said your business was 100% e-commerce. I'm just trying to figure this out. Her business is 100% e-commerce online. I feel like Mel, who's been having her Seventh Avenue or whatever, Seventh Avenue, yeah, she's been having it for a minute, and you still see Mel like packaging things at her. It might be her garage turned warehouse, but she's not spending money on leasing a space. That's not good business. Unless you have enough, like Stormy, she got distribution deals and things. So I feel like Stormy needs a space to be, making sure her production and, one thing about Stormy, she gonna tell you how this business grew very fast and she has to go through her bumps and bruises, and I believe it. But I, would like to see Stormy like, you know, stay doing whatever she is doing business wise. You know what I'm saying? She's learning, but seems like she's learning, and she come back and she keep on learning. If Stormy's not gonna be on the show, I wouldn't be mad if she did something else. I don't know what, but I do like Stormy, and I do want to continue to see her business thrive. Her and Courtney are cute. And don't start being like, people, what they doing, however, and what's side of town and stuff. I don't care about that. I don't know these people. Just go away with that. Anyway, we were talking about Destiny and how it doesn't make sense for her to be having a studio space for producing what, candles and what, body mist? I don't have any warehouse or any type of thing like that. Websites and things, I'm a hustler, homie. So, I've done it. I've not been successful at it. And so you take yourself back to the drawing board and figure out what works. You know what I'm saying? What you put your energy into. That being said, spending money on leasing a building to produce candles that, by the way, have Destiny's picture on it. Why do I want a candle with Destiny's picture on it? How many of those are you selling? And these t-shirts and things with your little slogan, like I just got out of jail or whatever hell your shit says over there. Those are like warehouses, like, what do they call it? White label. Those are white label things, Destiny. Come on. You don't need to pay rent for that. But I mean, I don't know who you people are you talking to. We know how business works. We know Mel has a good idea how business works. I mean, she makes money talking about business because she understands it. We know Stormy know about business. Like I said, business is when you over here being the most highly sold on TikTok and things, I feel like those things you got to catch up. And that's a big catch up. So, I'm not mad at Stormy. Who else got business over here? Just about everybody except these two sitting here on a park bench. But, I digress. Anyway, Martell asked her about the trip since Melody was there. And I was like, of course she was there. It was her trip. You mean Destiny was there on Mel's trip? Did they rehearse this? Surely they rehearsed this scene that they put on here. Destiny spills the tea about what happened on the trip in her Melanie voice. And I was telling her like how you was over here teaching this girl how to respectfully cheat. And he's like, yeah, that's what she was doing. It's almost like she wanted me to cheat. So then she would have something to talk about. Yeah, that's probably what happened. That's probably what it was, genius. So it was her idea to add the side baby to the storyline, or was that you? It's hard to tell like which ones, you sound stupid. And so does your friend Destiny. Destiny said after the confrontation, after that, Mel was so very nice to her. And I was like, after the confrontation, you was having a confrontation with yourself. And then Melanie got up and left your ass sitting at the table. You had to walk out and have a confrontation with yourself outside. And then you had to come back in there. By then, Mel was gone. And the next thing we know, you was standing at the stairwell talking about, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I love you. You love her. Destiny. Now you retelling the story like we didn't even watch. You're doing this stuff in front of the camera. Did you forget like how you played yourself down there in St. Thomas? Destiny, chasing around Mel. You took my seat. You wanted to sit by her and be best friends. And then she just was like, girl, I'm gonna be nice to you because the lady brought you here and you're part of the cast. And you can argue with Sonny or something, but what you're not gonna do is get on my nerves. I'm, giving my version of the story, but that's pretty much how, y'all were expected to sit around and tell her like how she's doing a great job on this trip. You didn't even want to do that. By then you were mad, and we don't know why you were. We're kissing her ass too much. That's what you said. Anyway, now you over here on a park bench acting like this lady was over here being nice to you. Like, we don't know. She was. Your version of the story is just a little sketchy. Somehow Martell was talking about how he needs to work out or he ain't been in the gym or whatever. They started talking about the gym. And then Destiny says she ain't seen Trisha. And then Martell's like, why are we talking about her? So he's on his feelings because everywhere he goes, they keep bringing up Trisha. And he doesn't want to distance himself from that story. Probably because that other lady is going to be mad, the one at his house where he lives, probably. We don't know. We never seen his house. Martell tells her, well, Marcel brought her up too, all in front of Ken, and we were over there, like they were trying to purposely make me look bad. And I'm like, why are you trying to make me look bad? Because you've done way worse things than me. You're like the worst cheater of all times compared to me. And Destiny's sitting there like, Destiny, don't. Y'all, you knew how it was gonna go down, and he told you he was finna go blast Marceau. And she was like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna sit there and make faces and let you do what you gotta do. And then they pinky swore that they would be best friends. I don't know if Marceau is worse than you or not as a cheater. I doubt it because we don't have any baby mamas or anything out here. So whatever he's over there doing is not, we don't see it. Everything you do is on the internet. You'd have followed the lady or found out that she was down to the daggone district attorney's office. And now, see, this was a part of the show. This is the stuff you have to know if you're out here in the streets paying attention. So what had happened was, after filming, like just the other day or last week or so, what's the girl, Destiny, went down to the courthouse to see the district attorney for whatever reason we do not know. But while she was down there, this man texts her and says, what are you doing at the district attorney's office? And this contact with her was not anything about the children, so it's a violation of whatever the hell he had her in court for the last time. I wish he'd go build a house. Jesus. And imagine being divorced from somebody this long, you still got to keep going to court. Divorce means done, erased. You be worried about how many babysitters she's got and what she's doing, and you got the kids over to your mama's house. Anyway, Nell goes over to Mel's house, and Mel's like, I'm surprised you came over here because you haven't been coming over here lately. And Nell says, well, it's because I'm still upset that my bed didn't have a name tag on it on the trip. And to be quite honest, I felt like I should have had Sonny's room because, we've been friends longer. And you ain't cool with her like that. And I'm like, now what in the hell are you talking about? And Mel's like, child, Mel and Nell, these are the two people. And if I can get through this conversation right here, this portion of the review without getting those two names mixed up, then, bless me somewhere, child. Anyway, Nell's still bad about the trip and the name tag. And Mel is like, listen, I looked in the bag and I saw that your name was missing, but I was thinking surely grown-ass Nell, who's older than everyone, will understand that it was just a mistake. And she's like, I didn't understand. Clearly, now I see what your kids is talking about. You was on a trip to St. Thomas. having a good old time, seemed like, except for that one moment when, Kimmy was about to knock your ass over the mountainside. Anyway, she's allegedly older. Okay, you're allegedly older. You're definitely older than most everybody except Kimmy probably. And I don't know who's the older out of you and Kimmy, but I'm guessing that y'all is in the 50 plus club. So it really don't matter now. You cute or whatever. Golly. Somehow or another, Nell said she was this lady's mentor. And now, Mel, that's one. I messed it up. Mel, you dancing around and doing the finger thing, telling that lady she wasn't your mentor. That was not nice. Now you just teasing her. She's sensitive. All you had to do was tell that lady, listen, mentor, I think that's a bit much. If you want to say you counseled us a little bit during marriage, okay. If you and Martell were leaning on the Fletchers as counseling somehow, I don't know that they're certified or anything, but I mean, y'all also had different Dr. Francis, and I don't think there's anything wrong with seeking guidance from people who have been married and been through infidelity and managed to stay together. Chris ain't Martell. So that's different, I guess. Also, I feel like talking to your friends is not considered mentoring. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like it would be definitely stressful and exhausting to be friends with two people who are in the middle of divorce, who are both seeking counsel from you that you've probably offered. I don't know, Nell. You see yourself as a mentor. I don't know why. I mean, I guess, is it because you're the oldest? You don't want to claim that. Is it because you're older than everyone? And I get like there's wisdom in age, and maybe like the young girls seek a little knowledge from the people that have been there before. That makes sense, depending on who the people are. Everybody can learn something from everybody. Young people keep you in touch, and the older folks give you that wisdom. I don't know that that's mentoring, though, Mel, Nell. Shit. Mel brings up the interview that Nell and Chris did over there at Crystal XO. And she said, you was over there saying I was stubborn and I was just as bad as Martell. And I feel like if Nell had said they're both stubborn, if she had said they're both stubborn and it's kind of hard being in between the two of them, you know what I'm saying? They asked you the question. You weren't being messy. You can answer it without being messy. They both stubborn. And it's complicated being friends with two people that are going through a divorce. And she should have left it at that, but you said she's just as bad. That's the shit that pissed her off. When you said she's just as bad as Martell. And we're like, none of these people on here are just as bad as Martell. Maybe Maurice. Probably. Yeah, Maurice is. I think Maurice is pretty shitty, just like Martell. Who knew? It's just because Marceau be doing that snarky shit. Anyway, they're all pretty shitty. But this is, I mean, I'm just saying, based on what we see here. What else, child? The lady said she got a mama and a therapist. I got a mama and a therapist in God. You are not my mentor. And you're barely a counselor. Now, Nell is looking at, she pulled it up. She pulled it up. She had it on cue. Let me show you what you said. Because she don't remember. I don't remember saying any of that. Well, yeah, here it goes. And so now Nell is looking at herself. She knew what she said, but now that it's been pulled up, she's stammering. Well, I meant the stubborn part, but I don't, and now Mel, I was doing so good. And then Melody, she told her, listen, if we're doing interviews, talk about your own stuff. Don't talk about mine. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, yeah, because that's how you get yourself into trouble. Nell is a lot. Maurice has a DUI. Unfortunately, under these circumstances, when people are going through court cases, it's not a whole lot they can say about it. So Maurice decides to lean into this whole, well, when Kimmy had cancer story. And we was like, yeah, when Kimmy had cancer, you acted like an asshole. And now here you are leaning on her because you out drinking and driving. So they have their scene with like they haven't seen each other. Hey, how are you doing? Kimmy is using that voice that she uses when she about to come cake for Maurice. I mean, hi. Oh, you still have the sniffles? I'm sorry. I'm like, ciao. You sorry he got the sniffles. Mm. So the gist of the story is Maurice was out all night apparently. And Kimmy got a call saying that he was in jail. Now, she said she followed her timeline because he asked her, how does she feel? And she was like, well, I followed my timeline and I figured that you would be tired, but you're still out in these streets. Then I thought, maybe you just went to work. So if this seems like, if she's so comfortable, this seems like something you do on the normal, or is she just covering for your ass like, she normally does? So I feel like this ain't unusual behavior. It's just that now he's done some shit that has to be explained. So you mean you stayed out all night and then went to work and didn't call your wife and say, hey, I'm about to go to work. I did it too much, but I don't want you to be worried. I'm just gonna, instead of coming home, I'm just gonna head to the office. And she'll be pissed. Send her a text, then you don't have to deal with the consequences. But I'm just saying, but you didn't do that because you were under arrest. And if this wasn't your normal behavior, she wasn't like, I called Maurice, I called your mama to see if they heard from you. I was like losing it. She didn't say any of that. She said, the next day I went to your office to see if you fell asleep and you weren't there. Really? That's what you thought? He fell asleep at work. He did not come home. You had not heard from him. He went to work and they have still not talked to you. Because now he's sober. He should be thinking, Kimmy just went through a lot. I'm not going to have her sitting up here worried. Well, he couldn't do that. He was in jail. All I'm saying is her response to not hearing from him seems like he does this a lot. And she said, I'm always worried whether you're going to be 100% forthright with me. What, Kimmy? Don't say it cute like that. You are concerned that he gonna lie, either by omission or just a flat out lie. Now she thinks his lies and omission is just there to protect her. This is the part where she puts her cape on and comes in to save her man. She thinks a lot of the time she reads more into things than is necessary. And I would like to know, what was she reading that night that he didn't come home? She wasn't reading the panic button, because I feel like if this is not unusual behavior, if it's unusual behavior for anybody that you know, your roommate, your husband, your kids, anybody that lives in your house, if they do something out of their norm, they don't come home, you haven't heard from them, you're going to start calling people. So to see like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You might check the jail. I feel like people do, the jail or the hospital. He's a Black man in Alabama. I feel like they would have had at least maybe like had his name on the list at the jail, but that ain't what you did. You waited until the next morning and went over to his office to see if he was asleep. Child, I'm not making this story up. This is what that lady said. She said they're there for each other. And she's just going to have to trust the process. And I'm like, which process are you trusting? Which is the process that you're talking about, Kimmy? She can learn how to double talk. Child, Kimmy, trying to cape for Maurice makes you look kind of silly because you say things that don't make sense. You would have done better to be like, I was very pissed. I didn't know what the hell you were out here doing in these streets, and I hadn't heard from you. I was worried and angry and a whole lot of things. Like, say it how a regular person would say it. I'm just saying, this seems normal behavior for Maurice. He wasn't charged with anything, child. I don't know what the rules are in Alabama, so that's their business. Be careful out there, because, you know, they ain't doing the same thing over there in the DC, Potomac area. They got different rules. Whew. Ken and Trisha are cleaning their garage, and they're having a little discussion. They just moved in this house. You know, when you first move in, it takes you a minute to figure out what things are going to be. So that's where they're at. I'm guessing they're like turning their garage into some type of workout area. That's what people do. They're planning a party for the kids. The son is, you know, just graduating, and the daughters are just, you know, getting out of there, stepping it up in their dance careers, classes, or what have you. They want to celebrate the children. This is their reason for having an event. They're inviting all the people. They're going over the guest list. And Marquez, well, is he coming? I don't know if he's coming, because Ken is irritated because Marquez was over there trying to act like he invited these people to the son's graduation. So Trisha and Ken have a graduation celebration for their son. Marquez was over there thanking Ken for coming. He should have said, thank you for coming and paying for all of this and getting me here. They said this nigga didn't have no money for gas. And if that were me, he would have stayed his ass where he was. Period. This is what he be whining about. They had a whole party and I wasn't even there for my son's graduation. They made sure you couldn't say that. And you don't even have enough pride. Don't you have any friends? You could get on a Greyhound they didn't have to pick you up from the bus station. You don't have no friends that you could get $100 a round trip from wherever you at, Atlanta to Huntsville. That's not that expensive, Marquez. And so they had to get you there. Gas money? You couldn't have borrowed gas money from one of your friends, Marquez. Now you're over here trying to act like this man was invited to his own party. You want to play daddy, real daddy? And there's pictures of the graduation. And when the son is in the picture, now maybe, you know, it is what it is. I might be reading it too, but they posted it. The son is at the graduation in a picture with Trisha and Ken, and he's smiling. And he's in another picture with his father and his mother, and he's like not smiling, basically. Now, maybe I'm over here like Kimmy, reading too much into things, but, you know, it is what it is. Just think I had to ask Ken for gas money. Trisha said Marquez said he was going to come back for they can notarize these divorce papers. And I'm like, Trisha, you are so full of it too. Because first of all, the people got to both be there when the notary is there. So you was going to have to redo those papers. Was that all just a performance that y'all pulled off and you signed the papers only to not be able to sign them, get them notarized because you didn't have a notary? Ken is like, you better get a divorce though, because this nigga is causing problems that he already broke. We over here on a TV show and things, and he might be able to like start messing with the coin. And you might let him mess with your coin, but he not about to mess with mine. And I'm like, Marquez is that type of dude. If you sit up there and ask this man for money, for gas money to get from Huntsville to from Atlanta to Huntsville, child, they ain't divorced. So see Trisha, she's still playing. Chris and Nell are at dance lessons. Dale tells him about what had happened over at Melanie's house. And this is what I feel like. Lady, you're doing a lot. This lady, you're not her mentor, first of all. And she does have a mother who she's very close to. So you're not that other person. You're her older friend who has been married for a long time that she, talked to. You know what I'm saying? You said you left your dying mama's bed to go counsel with this lady, and you are a fool. For no money, why would you do that? Why would you leave your dying mother to go talk to Nell about her marriage? Because you wanted to be nosy and know the details, girl? She tells him that Mel doesn't like to have independent thinking people be her friends. She wants a do girl. And I'm like, that's the same words that Martell used, do girl. So are you going down the Destiny route? You already was sitting over here saying how this man was so effing fine. Fine as Mel thinks that friends should be able to tell each other the truth. And I feel like you could have told her the truth, but you told Crystal XO. And so she did not know that you thought she was stubborn, and she is offended that you think she's just as bad as Martell. And you said that not to her, but to an interviewer girl, Miss Nell. Chris is like, hey, well, did you hear about Maurice being arrested? Yeah, she heard about it. He's like, well, you were over here saying you don't think a black man should go to jail, so She's like, well, if he did the crime, he should do the time. He won't have to, girl, so y'all can stop worrying. Mel has a 7th Avenue community dinner, and she's irritated, and maybe, I guess, because she said, I support everything they do. I notice they don't ever support any of the things I do. You shouldn't be surprised by that. Yeah, y'all are cool like that. They're not going, you didn't come over there and be part of their, what do you call that thing? Expo? You weren't over there being part of the expo. So yeah, they're not. Who cares? It was cute or whatever. Her business sponsored a community event. I think that's how businesses thrive because, you got to give back. It's, for me, it's just a karma thing. Like you can't receive and don't give back. So I think that's definitely a good thing. Put your money where your mouth is. And when you own businesses, you have to write these things off on your taxes, Destiny. So you better hold an event since you got the new building and everything that you're going to need to pay the lease on. Didn't she get kicked out before because her lease? Child, anyway. We talking about the community dinner. Shanita's there. They took a moment to talk shit about Maurice, but he over here with a mugshot, so I'm not mad at it. She said Martin Luther Maurice, and they went back to the reunion when he was over there giving speeches. Mel said she lost her grandmother to a drunk driver, so I get that her feeling a certain type of way about that. Like, I hate it. It's just like it's not worth it. Not now when you don't have to do that. Call an Uber, get a driver. It just doesn't make sense to be out here, under the influence driving. She said they're not black excellence, and she brought up their mugshots, and they do, all of them. Maurice, Martell, Destiny, over here, multiple mugshots. Seems like Martell on his way to another one, child. Next week, Mel is gonna go ahead and ask Kimmy about the DUI. She's giving 2 shits, and Kimmy gonna have to answer that. I feel like, it was news around the Hudsville, child. Everybody knows, so yeah. Everybody probably, don't ask something about it. Not Ken and Tisha. They said that ain't none of their business. They not about to get involved in any of that. They just met these people. They not about to be asking them no personal questions like that. I appreciate that approach. Destiny is planning a fun day. It didn't seem like it turned out so fun. Not after her best friend Martell got to talking shit about Tisha and Marceau. Ain't no respect left in this group over here. Not the respect that how Martell be like friendships and things. Ooh, seems like the gloves are off. So y'all, I guess we'll see. It's tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow because today is Friday. In the meantime, y'all, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.